Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, CeeChronicles here. If you're new on this channel, we do a lot of fragrance reviews, guys. I do post like 4 or 5 videos of fragrance reviews per week. However, I do have other content that is not fragrance based, and if you're interested in checking out that content, you can head over to my playlist where I have grouped everything for ease of reference. I'd also appreciate it, guys, if you did consider subscribing and joining the family. And to those who are returning, thank you so much, guys, for the continued support. Now, welcome to a fragrance review video. Today we are going to be talking about Maison Alhambra. Okay, this Maison Alhambra Panther is a latest release from Maison Alhambra. This is how the bottle looks like, and it is duping Paco Rabanne's Phantom for men, and I am going to try to decode it, obviously, independently, because I do not have Phantom side by side for comparison. I spray it on this tester paper, but I'm going to have to say this is not a first impressions. I have been trying this fragrance about 5-6 times, but I'm just going to spray it again for those who want to see the atomizer. So this is how Maison Alhambra Panther, okay, sprays like, and it is marketed for men. Now, a quick one, guys, before this fragrance even sits. It does have a burst of like a creamsicle coconut in the opening, which I wish would last. It does not have coconut listed as a note, so my suspicions are it could have coconut oil, manoi oil, or like a coconut accord there. But unfortunately, this lasts for about 20 minutes and then it's entirely gone. Now, the notes listed for this fragrance are a triple dose of lavender. So it's going to have lavender at the top, lavender in the mid, and lavender at the base. And then in that top, it has like a double dose of lemon. There's 2 lemons there. And then the mid has got apple and patchouli and maybe a light incense. I do get that, but then again, that incense could just be coming from the lavender. I don't know, because it also does not have incense listed as a note. And then in the base of this fragrance, it has a vanilla and a vetiver. Now, apart from that creamsicle coconut that I said comes and goes, this fragrance opens up with like a sweet, fresh, aromatic, fruity, woody thing. So I am in that scent bubble at the moment. The triple dose of that lavender gives this one like a piercing camphorous accord, which you can smell if you put closely to your nose. I'm not sure whether if you're walking around, this is going to be smelled by other people or perceived by other people that way. I did not ask my kids if they were perceiving like a camphorous thing around me. That hibiscusness and that camphorous thing is further anchored by a dry, dusty, earthy, woodsy vetiver. Okay, so this is definitely going to live up to the poor arm, but if you're a woman, maybe way later in the dry down, this is going to be wearable for you. But the DNA itself is masculine leaning. In the hour 30-minute mark, somewhere there about, you're still going to get that lavender, but introducing an apple there, which just adds a little bit of some freshness there, to some maybe turning into an aromatic freshie, you know, an aromatic freshie, but obviously with that greenness and a bit of some earthiness there. I'm gonna say the DNA in itself doesn't wow me. It is your typical masculine scent. For what it is, I was expecting maybe something different. I mean, you know, the original in itself comes in that robotic bottle and all that, and there's a lot of hype around that. So I was expecting something a bit different, but this kind of falls within the same vein as the Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male or that Invictus Victory. You know, some of those fragrances that have been done before. It's not a bad fragrance on its own, but I'm just saying, if you're gonna rush and grab this one thinking it's gonna be unique, unfortunately, it is not unique. Yes, that lemon kind of also adds a sourness there, slight sourness there. So it then ends up being a sweet and slightly sour affair. Would I call this one a gym scent? No, I wouldn't call this a gym scent. It does have that, you know, it does have that vetiver that's a bit loud. Of course, working with that lavender, making it a bit of a fragrance that has a little bit of some lasting power as well. Why I did say that, I'm gonna say something about female counterparts that may want to try this. You know, at the opening of the video is, it has that lavender, okay? And then lavender joined by vetiver, and then it kind of like when something that feels like this apple comes in, it just you know, like quickly makes a U-turn. Okay, turning into like a freshie with a light aromaticness, almost as if that lavender then takes a backseat, but not completely leaving this fragrance, because I do feel that the lavender, yes, is absolutely doing the most, and that vetiver and that patchouli. To put it closer to home, when I sprayed on my arm, I sprayed it on my arm, and I was sure to say, okay, I'm going to keep my arm as far away as possible because this is going to be too strong. But surprisingly, 30 minutes in, it was kind of like, you know, calming and calming and calming. And in the hour and a half mark, it was a fragrance that was okay. For that reason, if you're a woman and you love, you know, to possibly add masculine scents within your collection, then yes, you could add this one. And if you're a man and you were wondering what Phantom smells like, obviously I am reviewing this one independently. Like I said, I do not have a Phantom. I have not tested Phantom. I've tested the one for women, but I never tested the one for men. But I believe that for the price of Maison Alhambra, if you just wanted to satisfy your curiosity as to what that fragrance smells like, you may get your hands on this one, because I'm pretty sure it's going to give a decent representation of that. It's a fragrance that if somebody wore it, I would give them, you know, compliments, but it wouldn't be a fragrance that is completely like shocking to me. Reason being why I did say that I wish, you know, that coconut umbrella thing had stuck on. But of course, you know, this is replicating the original, so obviously probably the original doesn't, you know, hold on to that coconut feel for that long. And like I said, they didn't mention that there is coconut as a note here, but there is like a beautiful creamsicle opening there that feels coconutty leaning. However, it's very short lived. Ideal for summer, obviously, but I think this one, because of those hibiscus notes, can hold its own in winter, because it, you know, everything in here ties it down to have a little bit of some strength there. Leaves a trail, but do take note that I did say it's very active for about an hour and a half. After that, it just really significantly tones down. So yeah, guys, that's what I had to say to you about Maison Alhambra Panther. This is one that is probably going to be hard to find. I had to literally convince the store to give me the last one that was open, because they said when this arrived, you know, people grabbed it and it was gone. I can see why, you know, people are grabbing this. Obviously, Phantom by Paco Rabanne is a 2022 composition, so a lot of people probably want to know what that robot, you know, that robotic bottle, you know, smells like. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Is this a fragrance you'd like to add to your collection? If you were wondering, maybe this helps. It's crowd pleasing, it's easy reach, it's easy for gifting as well, because the scent profile itself is very wearable and quite on the common side. Let me in the comment section, guys, where we discuss more about fragrances. Turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. And most importantly, guys, please do remember to subscribe. And also that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.